Hi everyone, so here I am live. I am spending the day up at the coast. I'm always at the coast, but I'm here just getting some R&R and some self-care and stillness and rest. It's all necessary, but I just wanted to share. I've been sitting on a bench here in Point Lobos, and overlooking the water, and it's so amazing to see all the animals that are in the water. But here I am. I wanted to talk about necessary self-care. That's been one of my themes this week. As you know, I've been making lives talking about our thoughts and limiting beliefs and stepping in fully who we are, who God created us to be. Living a life of meaning and purpose, and living more deeply and more authentic, being more authentic in who you are, and just really living what God has called us to do, called me to do. That's been my, and you too, because God has called you too to have a purpose. And I really have been working on that since that's my vision for 2020 for myself. And so here I am. I'm talking about self-care. I'm making this live. I'm stepping out, doing more and more lives, sharing more content on who I really am, and not holding labels. That's one of the things that I'm letting go of this year, is just embracing who God has called me to be. Not who I think I want to be, not what society tells me I need to be, but what has God called me to be? What is God's purpose for me? Not me, not, really just surrendering and allowing the possibility of God to manifest, to be created fully in my life. I don't really like that word manifest, but created fully. So here I am. I can show you the view, but self-care is important. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't receive the blessings. And so that's my theme too, is really about receiving. And how good are you at receiving? How good am I at receiving? I know sometimes it's a challenge just to be. I'm so used to being a doer, a human doing, and not a human being. And so I'm in a season of waiting with God, getting closer to God, focusing more with God, prayer, and being really spirit directed by God, and living more of a spirit-led life. But I'm here, and this is one of the self-care routines that I do is I hike, because I reconnect into the flow of life when I'm in nature. But I'll flip the camera so you can see. So you can see it's so beautiful here. You might even hear the seals barking. You can enjoy the view with me. So as you can see, it's a very beautiful view of the Pacific coast in California. This is a special place where I connect with God. I pray here, and it's so amazing. I can sit here in complete stillness. That's one of my themes this year, is just learning how to be with God. Be still and know that I am God. And really embracing myself in His embrace. I don't know if you can see out there, but there's some dolphins. I've seen whales out here. I've seen pods of dolphins out here. And that rock out there in the water, the seals hang out there, and you can hear them barking. It's such a special place here. I'm not too far from Big Sur. This is Carmel, California area over here. But this is part of my self-care routine. I can't receive guidance if I'm not present to myself. I can't receive guidance if I'm not grounded. I can't have clarity if I'm not in my body, if I'm not fully present. So I'm working on doing that, not getting caught up in fear, but really embracing and trusting the divine, walking in faith. I come here to pray. Like I said, I have a little pamphlet of prayers that I say. So I just want to share this with you guys. There's some people walking here, if you can see them. Here's my bench with Jesus. So I come here, I pray here again. And self-care is so important. Yeah, so self-care is necessary if we're going to be fully who we're going to be. God can't bless us. We can't receive the blessings of God if we're not taking care of ourselves. So thank you for sharing this time. Remember to keep dreaming. That's another thing I'm working on this year. Really having the best decade ever, stepping fully more into my dreams, allowing what God wants to create in me and my life unfolding. You know, I'm in a space of transition, a space of somewhere between two somewheres. I'm just really embracing fully who I am. So if there's a prayer, say a prayer. Put it out into the sun. There's a vulture right there, a condor. I don't know if you can see it. He's gliding in the air. So on my hike today, I seen a white egret, a gray egret. I seen a blue heron, a sea lion. I seen seals. I did see a whale. I guess the gray whales are coming through here on their way to Baja. I don't have my sunglasses, so you're gonna have to see me with squinting eyes. But here I am, and just, you know, we need to have self-care. That's been one of my things this year, since really 2020. And I know that I'm going through a lot of inner transformation, a lot of changing and growing within myself. Changing, my spiritual path has changed. I have a deeper relationship with God. And I know I'm being called to share that with other people, and allowing other people to have that for themselves. I'm not looking to outside things to give me the expression of God's love. I don't need that anymore. And I had a really strong experience with God. And ever since then, I've really let go of a lot of the yoga and a lot of the meditations and the things that I used to do. I don't need to do any of that. All of that is weak compared to the experience that I had with God, a deep experience with Jesus, and it changed my life, and it changed everything, and it was just such a deep experience, a deep union and a deep experience with Him that I don't need to practice the yoga anymore. I don't need to do mantras. None of that is nothing compared to what I experienced with God. And so I'm starting to share that with people. But can see the view. I'll flip the camera so you can see. But just remember self-care. You can't know God if you're not going into stillness. And you need to know God. We live and move and have our being in Him. So I'll flip it. Okay guys, have a great Friday from Carmel, California, Point Lobos. Bye.